Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we've got the lovely Emma back. She has been on my channel for a long time now, and this set that I'm removing is also on my channel. So if you want to see how I did this, then go and check that out. So I'm just using this fine ceramic bit here. I absolutely love this bit. I've never really used ceramics until I got this in a pack from Melody Susie, and I've just fallen in love with this bit in particular. I really like it, so I use it all the time. It is a bit blurry, apologies, it won't stay that way. I do notice eventually and sort it out. But anyway, so I'm just using this to remove the previous design and a bit of the bulk of the gel, because we are taking the length down of these nails, so we don't need them to be quite as thick. Obviously they are grown out, so the nail is not the same, like it needs a rebalance. Basically the structure isn't correct for how it's going to be at the end. So yeah, just removing the bulk, any lifting or anything like that, and then also we're going to take down the length like I mentioned, and then we'll do cuticles. So yeah, I'm not going to talk through every minute of the video because you can quite clearly see what I'm doing. I do get really dusty. It's an absolute nightmare. I can't use my dust extractor for sets that I do for YouTube because there's just too much on my desk and my light doesn't go high enough for me to be able to have my phone doesn't. It's basically, the setup is really difficult for me to use my dust extractor in a video with a client. So that is why I get ridiculously dusty, especially because I'm using a fine bit, which of course creates a lot of really tiny dust particles. So it does look like a lot of dust because of that. So that explains that. I would usually use a dust extractor, but like I said, it's just really difficult with the setup that I use for YouTube. So here we are, covered in dust. So I'm just removing that design, and then next I am going to use this same bit to take the length down, as you can see here. So we're just putting on the same amount of pressure from left to right. It is really natural to lift up a little bit when you get to the far right, and then that is when your bit will skip. So if you're having that problem, then try and be conscious and make it like a conscious effort to put the same amount of pressure on the entire nail, and that should help that problem. So yeah, just doing that on all of the nails, as you can see. And then we're going in with my cuticle bit. It's basically the same as the Anastasia bit from Willow Academy. It's brilliant. I love these bits. Always use these. Well, not always, but I use these quite a lot. They're really good at this, basically. I don't know why I'm speaking for the sake of it now. So yeah, just using that to push back the cuticle area and side walls, all that skin away from the nail plate. And then once I've done this, we will go in with a sanding band on my mandrel bit. This is a 180 grit. So we're not putting any pressure on at all, just letting the sanding band do its thing. Same with any other bits, you shouldn't have to put pressure on. And if you do, it means they are blunt and you need a fresh one. Bits do tend to have a shelf life of around 3 months, obviously depending on how much you use them and stuff. So that is how often you should be replacing them. They don't last forever. They will blunt, and the more blunt they are, the more painful they will be for your client, because they'll create a lot of friction and you'll have to keep going over the same area multiple times, which will also cause friction. So definitely make sure you're replacing your bits often. So yeah, just going with this mini mandrel, and then once I've done that, I will go in with my hand file and shape the nails. I don't like to do that with e-file bits because it's really easy to take too much off and stuff, so much easier to do it with the hand file. So I'm just squaring them off, and then also shaping those corners a little bit rounder, just because not many people really suit a very sharp square. They look beautiful, don't get me wrong, but they're just not really very realistic for most people's lifestyles, especially if you are prone to pick your free edge, because it's a lot easier to do that with a sharp square than it is with rounded corners. So that is why I do that. So once I've done that and I've shaped all 5 nails, we're then going to go in with application. I am using a build gel from Nail Order, as majority of the time I do, and I can't actually remember what shade this is. Hopefully when it comes up on the screen I'll remember, but I'm using primer here. This is just Nail Order's normal primer, nothing crazy, super easy to apply, and only applying it to the grown out area, the natural nail, not the previous enhancement. Well, not enhancements, but previous product, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going in here with this product here. I think this is Heavenly from looking at it. It's very similar if it isn't. I'm pretty sure it is Heavenly Builder colour. It's absolutely beautiful. I use this quite often. I think Heavenly, Sublime and Innocence are my top 3 used builder gels, just in case you were wondering. So I'm just going to do this on a couple of nails and then I will do the design. It was a nice simple design in this video because my client was late. She got mixed up with when her appointment was. So I'd messaged her at appointment time and said, like, are you still coming? Hope you're okay. And then she saw it quite a long time after. So luckily my last client of the evening that was in after this client came not long after this client like became clear that she wasn't going to arrive. So they basically swapped appointments. It didn't end up the end of the world, but she was a bit later than my last client would have been, and I only had childcare till a certain time, so I needed to finish on time. So yeah, we basically had to do something quick because I was on a time restraint, but it was fine. She still got her design, she's still happy with them, and that's the main thing. So yeah, just doing this, and then once I've cured all this and everything's done that way, I will then go in with the design. I think we used 2 different colours for this set. I did actually film this a while ago. I've got so many client videos just sat on my phone that I need to voice over that I just don't seem to get the time to do, or just forget when I do have the time and remember when I can't do it, which is just typical. So yeah, this is one of, I think, 4 client videos I've got on my phone waiting to be uploaded, because I have actually remembered to film videos with clients over the past couple of weeks, which is great. I just keep forgetting to upload them. So I think that's it for application. Oh no, I did do the index nail. I think at this point I was filming without actually realising I was filming, because I do it a lot and I say it in all my videos, but I still do it all the time. Is that I'll press what I think is pause when I'm actually pressing play, because I forgot to pause it earlier, and vice versa. So I end up filming some stuff that I didn't know I'd filmed and not filming the stuff that I was meant to. So that's really great. But yeah, I accidentally filmed this here, which is good because I needed to film it anyway. So yeah, just adding a little bit more there to get that structure correct, because it wasn't quite enough, so it was a bit top heavy. And then last but not least, the thumb. And then for the design, I left it in the video just because I wanted to show that, like, even client appointments don't always go perfectly. I did a design because this client always lets me choose what I want to do, so I did a design. And then once I'd done 4 nails of it, I decided I didn't like it. So I wiped it all off and started again into something different. Because even though I was on a time restraint, I didn't want someone to leave with nails that I wasn't happy with. So I started off by doing a marble. And it just, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. So I just, yeah, took it all off and started something completely new. So here I'm just removing the tacky layer because I'm going to do that marble. So I have left it in the video. So we're removing the tacky layer. We're popping this bloom gel on, which is from, I think it's the, what's it called one? I don't know. It's either the Born Pretty one or the Jarbox UK. I can't remember. I think it's the Jarbox UK one. I'm not 100%. It doesn't matter anyway because I'm going to take it off. But I'm just popping that on all 4 nails. And then we got our colours mixed up and everything and popped onto a palette. And then I applied them, didn't like it, and took it off basically. So here they are. We still used the same colours for the set. I just obviously applied them differently. So I'm just popping those on. Like I said, I did do 4 nails before I decided that I didn't like it. And then once I do decide I don't like it, take it all off and start afresh with the design we actually ended up with. So yeah, you can see me messing about with it for ages here, but it all turned out to be pretty pointless because I didn't like it in the end anyway. So I'm going to leave you to watch the rest of this video because you'll watch me take this off and do the new design. The new design, I don't think I filmed every part of it, but it was really easy. It's literally just one colour on one corner, a colour on the other, and then some dots and stuff. So it's nothing crazy, which is another reason why I left this bit in, because I didn't want the video to be too short. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon. Bye.